C.H. Shankar, lecturer in zoology, Government Degree College for Women's, Karimnagar. So today we discuss about fisheries biology. The topic is preservation and processing of fishes. Preservation and processing of fishes. So generally, whenever the crop harvesting takes place, so that fishes are taking into market and they are selling. So that is one way, and sometimes so we have to preserve the fishes whenever the low prices takes place, and so there is unsuitable situations are in market, then only we have to preserve the fishes. For that preservation we have to do some processing, so that is preservation and processing of fishes for getting better price. And by this technique, so we have to provide the fishes throughout the year, not in a harvesting season, not in a crop season. So we can provide the fishes throughout the all year. So in this preservation we have to preserve in a live condition and alive condition. So we have to preserve the fishes for live condition and alive condition. So for few days, up to 14 to 15 days, we have to keep the fishes in live condition. So for that we have to make a one uh, tub. It's a big tub or a tank. So in that tank, so we have to add fresh water. So above the, especially the river or lakes are present, and below the this preservation tank is there. So now the water inlet and outlet, both situations are takes place. After that, so sometimes we have to some aerators to add the oxygen into water, so then only the fishes can survive. So in this manner, present we have to the marketers and sailors sells the fishes in live condition. So that is the most important, especially the which one buyers having more interest to the fishes which the fish in live condition, in which the fish is in live condition. So this is about live preservation. And second one is so now alive condition preserving. Another preservation is the storage of fish and fish products without decay and spoilage. The preservation is the storage of fish and fish products without decay and spoilage. Generally, whenever the fish are in dead condition, generally some bacteria act on that, bacteria and fungus act on that fishes, and that decaying the proteins and carbohydrates and minerals, whatever it may be. So it may spoil the fish what is quality. It may spoil the fish quality. Second one, preservation can be done for the short and long time period. The preservation can be done for a short and a long time period. For short period, packing them in a crushed ice layers and microbes decaying the stop at 0 to 4 degrees temperature. So for short time, so we can for short period packing them in a crushed ice layers. So microbes decaying stop 0 to 4 degrees centigrade. Generally the enzyme kinetic zone is 0 to 4 to 40 degrees centigrade. So the fish is stored at below 0 to 4 degrees centigrade. So here the enzyme activity is decreased. So there is an enzyme kinetic zone. That is the reason why decaying is stopped. For long term preservation, clean and chlorinated water to remove the dirt, microbes, etc. For long term preservation, so cleans in chlorinated water to remove dirt and microbes. Cleaned in chlorinated water to remove dirt and microbes, etc. So visceral organs removed to stop the decaying and enzymes autolysis. So generally in the digestive system some enzymes are released. They may be when we are capturing the fishes. So that enzymes are the enzymes can autolysis. So for avoiding that, the visceral organs are removed to stop the decay and enzyme autolysis. The conservation is necessary to keep the dead fish in fresh condition for quite a long time. So here the conservation uh, is necessary to keep the dead fish in a fresh condition. The fish is dead, but we have to keep it in fresh condition. So what is the fresh condition? Generally, to stop the decay of the proteins and lipids and minerals, especially proteins. So for the conservation is necessary to keep the dead fish in a fresh condition for a quite a long time. So this is the importance of preservation of fishes. So the methods of preservation, generally five types of methods are there. First one is freezing, second one is drying, third one is canning, fourth one is salting, fifth one is smoking. So freezing, drying, canning, salting, smoking. So these are the five types of preservative methods. Five types of preservative methods. So next, freezing. Storing the fish at 0 degree centigrade in a refrigerator or cold storage. The storing is the fish at 0 degree centigrade in a refrigerator or cold storage. In refrigerator, small quantity of fish is preserved. So nearly 200-liter refrigerators. So we have to store small quantity of fish are preserved. Small quantity of fish are preserved. In big commercial concern, large rooms of cold storage are used. In a big commercial concerns, large rooms of cold storage are used. So for example, in Vizag, so the big fish cold storages are there. Big cold storages are there. Generally they are collect the fishes and remove the external scales and head and visceral organs, and the fishes are clean and wash it, clean and wash it, and they may allow to sometime to dry of the water, then only sometimes they had some salt, or then only they have to store the fishes, they have to store the fishes. So here in this way, so whether it is in freezing condition, we have to take such type of measurements. So in big commercial concern, large rooms of cold storage are used. The fish can be stored for longer duration when the temperature is lowered. The fish can be stored for longer duration when the temperature is low. At lower temperature, the fish can store up to 8 months. Up to 8 months. So for 1 week at 0 degrees centigrade. So we have to store for 1 week at 0 degrees 0 degrees temperature. Okay, for 1 month we have to store -1 degree temperature. For 1 month, we have to store the fishes at -1 degree temperature. For 4 months, we have to store at -20 degrees temperature. We have to store at -20 degree temperature for 4 months. And for 8 months, -30 degrees temperature we have to store. So here we have to remember it. If the time is increased for storing, the we have to keep the fishes at up to -30 degrees centigrade, up to -30 degree temperature. So this can stop the enzyme activity. At the -30 degrees centigrade, the enzymes are in freezing condition. There is no decaying activity. There is no decaying activity. So here that is the idea. So second one, drying. So preservation of by drying is called drying. Generally we have to keep in sun. Drying in the sun is the natural drying. Drying in the sun is natural drying. In natural drying, first wash the fishes, then spread on the seashore. So in natural drying, the first fish washed the fishes, then spread on the seashore. They are dried in coir mats, used nets, cement platforms, bamboo mats, etc. So in especially in coastal areas, they are used coir mats and used nets and cement platforms and bamboo mats, etc. So these are the different items to use for drying of fishes. The turnover often to ensure a uniform dried material. The turnover often to ensure a uniform dried material. So each and every fish must and should dry in a particular condition. So the moisture at a proper level, it is a unified level. It is unified level for transport. The sun heat removes the water from the fish. Here in drying, the sun's heat removes water from the fish. The heat also destroy the microbes. The heat also destroy the microbes. Okay, so this is a simple and cheap method. There is no use of energy and there is no use of money. Okay, just so we have to human labor, we have to drying. Dried fish, dried fish is poor man fish. Dried fish is the poor man fish. The small and lean fishes are preserved by sun drying. The small and lean fishes are preserved by drying. Sun drying. So this is about drying. It's a poor man's technique. So the small and lean fishes are preserved by sun drying. So we have to use for drying mats and cement platforms and bamboo mats. So we have to for drying we have to remove some internal visceral organs like digestive system and gills, and sometimes we have to remove the head also. We have to remove the head also. Okay, so this is about drying. And so this is about here the drying technique. The tuna fishes are dried in near to seashore. So here the all tuna fishes are attached one thread, especially their two casuarina poles are placed, and these casuarina poles are tied with one thread, and these all tuna fishes are um, inversely arranged to this thread, or tied with thread. The head is gravity side and tail is and above gravity set. So this is the drying method. And sometimes we have to use the mats. In that mats we have to arrange the all fishes in a proper way, okay. This is about drying. So drying, generally this is poor man's technique. Next one is canning. The storing of processed and preserved fish in airtight tins is called canning. Storing of processed and preserved fishes in airtight tins is called canning. Here we have to use airtight tins for canning. Canning is a air treatment is the principal factor. Canning is canning is a canning air treatment. Canning air treatment is the principal factor. Canning air treatment is the principal factor. The heat treatment destroy the microorganisms. So the heat treatment so destroy the microorganisms. Fishes, prawns, crabs, mussels, and oysters can be stored by canning. So in nothing but we have to use steam here. The fishes, prawns, crabs, mussels, and oysters can be stored by canning. The canning involves the following steps. So what are they? Head, fins, gills, gut, and bones are removed. So head, fins, gills, gut, and bones are removed. Second, they are cut into small pieces. These are cleaned and washed. So they are cut into small pieces. These are cleaned and washed. Third one, the pieces are then kept in a brine water. The pieces are kept into brine water. This process removes blood, slime, and dirt. So when we are keep into brine water, the process remove blood, slime, and dirt. Okay, they are cooked with olive oil for 5 minutes. After cooling, they are packed into cans. They are cooked with olive oil for 5 minutes. After cooling, they are packed in cans. Okay, so hot olive oil is poured into cans. Hot olive oil is poured into cans. Sufficient masala is added. The masala is prepared by mixing vinegar, chilies, mustard, garlic, turmeric, and tamarind. Here, masala is prepared with mixing of vinegar, chilies, mustard, garlic, turmeric, and tamarind. The cans are passed through an exhaust box. The cans are processed through an exhaust box. In the exhaust box, hot steam is passed through the cans. The hot steam is passed through the cans. This steam may away their air bubble from the content of the can. Here, in the exhaust box, hot steam is passed through the cans. This steam away air bubble from the content of the can. Okay, these cans are sealed and then cooled, dried, and sent to market. So these cans are sealed, then cooled, dried, and sent to market. So this is about canning. Here this is about canning method here. So we have to keep all fishes in a can. So we have to add some air stream. So this is about canning method. Next one is salting. Salting is a traditional method utilized by fishermen. Salting is a traditional method utilized by fishermen. Common salt is used as a preservative to prevent bacterial growth and activate the enzymes. The common salt is used to prevent preservative. The common salt is used as a preservative to prevent bacterial growth and activating the enzymes. Salting is practiced in two ways. There, salting is practiced in two ways: dry salting and first one is dry salting. Drying brine salted fish is the sun is called dry salting. Drying brine salted fish. Drying brine salted fish in the sun is called dry salting. Fish gut visceral organs are removed and ventrally splitted. Here, the fish gut visceral organs are removed. The fish gut visceral organs are removed and ventrally splitted. Ventrally splitted. Okay. The fish is cleaned and washed. The fish is clean and washed. Scores are made along this fleshy portion. So the scores are made along this fleshy portion for better penetration of salt. The scores are made along this fleshy portion for better penetration of salt. Generally, some pores we have to add. So we have to done some pores on the fishes. We have to penetrate the salt into that pores. The salt is then applied in the ratio 1:2, 1:2, 1:3 to 1:10 depending upon the fish size. The salt is then applied in the ratio 1:3 to 1:10 depending upon the fish size. The fish stocked in cement tanks. The bottom of the tank is covered with salt and a layer of fish is placed. So first of all, bottom of the tank we have to arrange one layer of salt. We have to kept one layer of fishes and we have to add one layer of salt. Again we have to put one layer of fishes, as like the fish and salt arranged in a layers manner, arranged in a layers manner. Okay, both fish and salt alternatively placed in the tanks, and wooden planks are put over the top and weighed down. The both fish and salt alternatively placed in the tanks, and wooden planks are put over on the top and weighed down. The fish kept in this condition for 24 to 48 hours. The fish kept in this condition for 24 to 48 hours. Next. Okay, next, after this fish is taken out, the washed brine solution to removing and adding salt, it is then dried in the sun for 2 to 3 days to required level of moisture, to required level of moisture. After this, the fish is taken out, washed in brine solution to remove adhering salt. It is then dried in the sun for 2 to 3 days to required level of moisture. This product can be stored up to 6 to 10 weeks. This product can stored up to 6 to 10 weeks. 6 to 10 weeks. So this is about dry salting. Next, wet salting. Preservation of fish in wet salt condition. That is nothing but wet salting. Preservation of fish in wet salt condition. So in wet salt condition, cleaned fish are stocked. In wet salt condition, in wet salting, clean fish are stocked in a large wooden uh, vats containing concerned salt solution. The vats containing concentrated salt solution. Sorry. Large size fish such as seer fish, Indian salmons are eviscerated. Eviscerated. Longitudinal slits are made in the fish to allow penetration of salt. Longitudinal slits are made in the fish to allow the penetration of salt. Salt in proportion. Salt in proportion of 1 is to 3 applied. Salt in proportion of 1 is to 3 applied. The fishes are arranged in layers along with salt and allowed for 7 to 10 days. The fishes are arranged in layers along with the salt and allowed for 7 to 10 days. The salt solution is drained and the fish are marketed without drying. The salt solution is drained off and the fishes are marketed without drying. Okay, so this is about canning. Next, here these are the diagrams of the so this is about salting, dry salting and wet salting. Both saltings are there. Next, the smoking. Preservation of salted fish with smoke treatment. Preservation of salted fish with smoke treatment. Smoking is a traditional method. Smoking is a traditional method. Smoking is a combination of salting and drying. Smoking is combination of salting and drying. Smoking is usually done in clean or room. The smoking is usually done in clean or room, which is specially prepared. Which is specially prepared. The smokehouse is constructed out for a fireproof material. The smokehouse is constructed out of fireproof material. The roof has a chimney for for exit for used smoke. The roof has chimney for exit. The roof has chimney for exit of used smoke. It has a number of galleries for hanging fish. It has number of galleries for hanging fish. The fishes are suspended with the head downwards in the smoke house. The fishes are suspended with the head downwards in the smoke house. The fish that is salted and partially dried is used for smoking. The fish is that is the fish that is salted and partially dried is used for smoking. The smoke can be cold or hot. The smoke can be cold or hot. If the temperature is below 35 degrees, it is cold. If the temperature is below 35 degrees, it is cold. The temperature is 70 to 80 degrees is hot. The temperature is 70 to 80 degrees is hot. Smoked fishes are danger presence of 3,4 benzopyrene. 3,4 benzopyrenes. Lifetime is very short. Lifetime is very short. So by the using of smoking, so it is a danger by the presence of benzopyrene like carcinogens. Carcinogens. So although the smoking technique is also we are using. So for the smoking, we have to measure the moisture content for transport of foreign countries, and so but the smoked fishes are tasty. Okay, next this is about smoking fishes. We have to draw in the diagram. So in the first diagram, so the smoking takes place below, and the fishes are arranged downward. The mouth is a downward condition, gravity condition. Okay. Next, byproducts of fishes. Byproducts of fishes. So generally, along with flesh, some byproducts also produced. Along with fish, some byproducts also produced. So this has these are has commercial importance. These are all commercial important. The fishes are generally consumed in fresh condition as food. Fishes are generally consumed in fresh condition as food. During preservation and processing, some parts of fishes like fins, scales, head, tail, etc. are discarded as waste. So, during the preservation and processing of some parts of fishes like fins, scales and head, tail, etc. are discarded as waste. The waste materials are an important source to produce the fish byproducts. The waste materials are an important source to produce fish byproducts. Some of commercial fishes, some of the commercial fish byproducts are enlisted here under. Some of commercial fish byproducts are enlisted here under. First one is fish manure. First one is fish manure. Inedible fishes and fish wastes such as bones and fins and skins are dried and pulverized. Nothing but making powder, that is called pulverized. Inedible fishes and fish wastes such as bones, fishes and skin are dried and pulverized. The fish powder is mixed with ash to make a complete manure. This fish powder is mixed with ash to make a complete manure. The manure contains about 5 to 7% of nitrogen and 3 to 4% of phosphorus. These are the main nutrients which is useful for plants. It has a great demand for coffee tea plantations. It has a great demand for coffee tea plantations and poultry industries, etc. Poultry industries, etc. So this is about fish manure and body oil. So the oil is extracted from the whole body of fish. The oil is extracted from the whole body of fish. Such fishes have lean liver. Especially these are the small fishes. From the small fishes, we have to use body oil. Like in Telangana and in Andhra Pradesh, they are called as Nune Kavallu. In Telangana, Chandamamalu. So these are the fishes. And the body oils contains vitamin A and D. The body oils contains vitamin A and D. So this oil has many uses for preparation of paints and varnishes, leather dressings. The body oils may uses preparation of paints, manufacturing of paints and varnishes, comma leather dressings. Okay. So next one, liver oil. Fish liver oil is one of the most important product of fish. Fish liver oil is one of the most important products of fish. It is highly useful in medicine. It is highly useful in medicine. Cod liver oil contains vitamin A and D. Cod liver oil contains more amount of vitamin A, and shark liver oil contains more amount of vitamin D. These are the fat soluble vitamins. Shark liver oil contains more iodine than cod liver oil. The iodine also most important. Iodine as a micronutrient. So iodine is useful for production of thyroxine. So shark liver oil contains more iodine than cod liver oil. This is about liver oils. Next, fish meal. After extraction of oil from the fish body, the remaining body parts are made into powder. After extraction of oil from the fish body, the remaining body parts are made into powder. The fishes are the fishes that are unit unfit for human consumption. The fishes that are unfit for human consumption, and oil fishes are also dried and pulverized. The fishes are not consumed by the human beings, and oil fishes are pulverized. This can be used as a cattle and poultry feed. So this can be used as a poultry and cattle feed. Why? Because it has more amount of animal protein. More amount of animal protein. So next one, shark green. The shark skin tanned with scales is called shark green. The shark skin tanned with scales on is called shark green. So this has been used as an abrasive. So we can use it in polishing industries, especially by the carpenters. They are used these polish by these wood. The wood is polished with this shark green. Shark green. Okay. Next, isinglass. Isinglass is gelatinous substances obtained from the air bladders of freshwater fish such as sturgeon and S. spencer. So, isinglass is the gelatinous substance obtained from air bladder of freshwater fish such as sturgeon and S. spencer. This is used as a clarifying in the manufacture of wines and for preserving the eggs. So this is used as a clarifying agent in the manufacturing of wines and preserving the eggs. Preserving the eggs. Okay, this is about isinglass. Especially we can filter the beers and wines by this isinglass. It has a tremendous industrial importance. Okay, tremendous industrial importance. Next, ornament scales. Ornament scales. The scales of the garpike are used for jewelry and novelties. The scales of the garpike is used for jewelry and novelties. Okay, so this is about ornament scales. And one more thing here, the fish glue. Fish glue is prepared from the skin and bones collected from the fish. Fish glue is prepared from the skin and bone collected from the fish. They are washed, grinded, and cooked in a steam jacketed vessels for a period of 6 to 10 hours with a small quantity of acetic acid. So they are washed, grinded, and cooked in a steam jacketed vessels for a period of 6 to 10 hours with a small quantity of acetic acid. The liquid is then separated and concentrated. The liquid is then separated and concentrated. So the best quality of fish glue is used for 14 graving, binding and leather industry. So the best quality of fish glue is used in graving, 14 graving, binding and leather industry. Next, fish leather. Fish leather. Shark skin leather is commercially used in the manufacture of the shoes and handbags. The shark skin leather is commercially used in the manufacture of fish and handbags. Okay. Next, fish silage. Fish silage. This is a food supplement rich in animal protein. This is a food supplement rich in animal protein. Fish are minced and mixed with the formic acid, and sulfuric acid and molasses to make it loose material and is marketed as a food supplements. So the food silage is in a liquid manner. The fish are minced and mixed with formic acid, sulfuric acid and molasses to make it as loose material and is marketed as a food supplement. This is about fish silage. And fish flour. Fish flour. The flesh of sharks and sardines is washed, boiled, deodorized, heat dried and pulverized. So for fish flour, the the flesh of shark and sardines are washed, boiled, deodorized, heat dried and pulverized. Nothing but making a powder. Such fish flour such fish flour recommended to the patient of protein deficiency persons due to the presence of high protein. So the persons which were suffering from marasmus and kwashiorkor, these are the protein calorie disorders. So these persons are administered with these fish flour. And one more thing here, the biological control. The larvivorous fishes are used to eradicate larvae of mosquito that transmit malaria and yellow fevers. Okay, the larvivorous fishes are used to eradicate larvae of mosquitoes that transmit the malaria and yellow fevers. Example, gambusia and barbas. The gambusia and barbas are the fishes to introduced into local water ponds where the near to human settlements. So then only the larval of mosquitoes are eaten by these fishes. That is the reason why we can control the mosquitoes population. This is one of the biological control method. So by the using this method, there is no environmental pollution. Okay. So this is biological control. And the fish byproducts the fish byproducts are nothing but very important to us. And first one is fish manure. So this is preparing from bones and skins and scales. And so it has 5 to 7% of nitrogen and 3 to 4% of phosphorus. And second one is body oil, especially vitamin A, vitamin D2 vitamins are there. These are useful for which one suffering from rickets and the what one nyctalopia, night blindness. And some liver oils, vitamin A and D also used in antioxidants and fish meals. So especially the fish body make a powder, from that we have to give the which one suffering from protein deficiency. And chagrin used as a abrasive. And isinglass, it is very important substance to filter the wines and beers and preservation of eggs. And ornament scales also used. And the fish glue also used in especially the more amount of lysine is present, not mucin. More amount of mucin is present. This mucin is useful for in what is making favicols like substances. Okay, so these are the fish byproducts. And so today so we have to use fish preservative methods and fish preservative methods and process of preservation. So first of all, so here once again we have to conclude this preservative methods. Preservation is the storage of fish and fish products without decay and spoilage. Okay, so generally the preservation can be done for a short and long period. For short period, packing them in crushed ice layers, microbes decaying stop at 0 to 4 degrees temperature. For long time preservation, cleaned and chlorinated water to remove the dirt, microbes, etc. Visceral organs are removed to stop the decay and enzyme autolysis. The conservation is necessary to keep the dead fish for fresh condition for a quite long time. Methods are we are using freezing, drying, canning, salting, and smoking. First one, freezing. So at freezers we have to store these fishes. So for 1 week we have to store at 0 degrees temperature. For 1 month we have to store -1 degree temperature. For 1 month we have to store -20 degrees temperature. For 8 months we have to store -30 degrees temperature. Okay, this is about freezing. Okay, and second one, drying. So it's a natural method. So preservation of drying is called drying, and drying is the sun is called natural drying. Natural drying, first wash the fishes, then spread on the seashore. They are dried in a coir mats and used nets and cement platforms and bamboo nets. The turn over after to ensure a uniform dried material. The sun heat removes the water from fish. The heat also destroys the microbes. The simple and cheap technique. This is simple and cheap technique. Dried fish is a poor man fish. Okay, the small and lean fishes are preserved by sun drying. Okay, this is about drying. And so this is about the drying method diagram. So this is about canning. So here the storing of processed and preserved fish airtight cans is called canning. The canning is air treatment is the principal factor. The heat treatment destroy the microorganisms. The fishes, prawns, crabs, mussels, and oysters can be stored by canning. The canning involves the following steps: head, fins, gills, gut, and bones are removed. They are cut into small pieces. These are cleaned and washed. The pieces are then kept into brine water. This process removed blood, slime, and dirt, and they are cooked with olive oil for 5 minutes. After cooling, they are packed into cans. The hot olive oil is poured into cans. Sufficient masala is added. The masala is prepared by mixing vinegar, chilies, mustard, garlic, and tamarind. The cans are passed through the exhaust box. In the exhaust box, hot steam is passed through the cans. This steam away air bubble from the content of the can. The cans are sealed and then cooled and sent to market. Okay, so this is about canning. And this is about the salting. So here the wet salt drying is there, and dry salt drying is there. Salting is a traditional method utilized by fishermen. Common salt is used as a preservative to prevent bacterial growth and activating the enzymes. So the common salt is used to preventing so common salt is used as a preservative to prevent bacterial growth and activating the enzymes. Salting is practiced in a two ways. They are: first one, dry salting. Drying brine salted fish in the sun is called drying salt. Drying brine salted fish in the sun is called dry salting. The fish gut visceral organs are removed and ventrally splitted. The fish is cleaned and washed. Scores are made along the thick fleshy portion for better penetration of salt. Here we have to some cuts. We have to do some pores to addition of salt, penetration of salt. The salt is then applied in the ratio 1:3 to 1:10 depending upon the fish size. The fish stocked in a cement tank. The bottom of the tank is the bottom of the tank is covered with salt and layer of fish is placed. Both fish and salt alternatively placed, and then the water wooden planks are put over and the top weighs down. The fish kept in this condition for 24 to 48 hours. So this is about salting, and this is about salting method, and this one is a smoking. This is about the smoking method. Okay, so this is about fish preservative methods. Okay, so for fish preservative method, so fish preservative method is also called post harvesting mechanism. They are asking in uh, 15 marks or 12 marks questions, and uh, fish byproducts they are asking in 6 marks question. So these are the two important questions. So the students must learn these questions. Okay, thank you.